Hello, welcome to Daily News from Marjayat TV. Daily scientific gathering held by Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Qom. Yesterday, another enlightening scientific gathering took place at the revered residence of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadegh Hussaini Shirazi in the sacred city of Qom. The event was attended by numerous scholars, clerics, and devout believers. During this session, discussions and exchanges of ideas revolved around various topics encompassing rulings on wudu, the miracle of returning the sun, traditions from Imam Hussain, peace be upon him, etc. Furthermore, one of the scholars in this gathering asked the following question: has the occurrence of Raddu Shams, the sun's return, truly happened, and is it a reality? In response to this question, the esteemed authority stated, the event of Raddu Shams has been mentioned and narrated in various historical and narrative sources and is considered one of the established facts of the religion. It has occurred more than once. Additionally, since the Imam had knowledge of the sun's return from the time of the sunset, there is no objection to delaying the prayer until the sunset. The esteemed viewers of Marjayat TV network can watch these sessions live and directly on this TV network, other satellite channels, the Al-Shirazi app and TV boxes at 11:15 a.m. Qom local time. Commemoration of Muharram 2023 at the residence of Sayyid Ahmad Shirazi in Kuwait. In the first decade of Muharram 2023, a series of mourning ceremonies were held at the home of Sayyid Ahmad Shirazi in Kuwait. This solemn event, attended by religious, cultural, and social figures, as well as devout mourners from Kuwait, commenced at the beginning of this month, witnessing a profound expression of grief and devotion. Sham-e-Ghareeban 2023 commemorated at the office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in holy Karbala. In the solemn observance of Sham-e-Ghareeban 2023, the revered office of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadegh Hussaini Shirazi in Karbala conducted a moving mourning procession. The event was attended by numerous scholarly, cultural, and social figures, along with devoted mourners. They solemnly marched towards the sacred shrine of Imam Hussain, peace be upon him, and then to the holy tent, engaging in heartfelt expressions of grief. Additionally, the office of the Grand Ayatollah held condolence ceremonies featuring the presence of faithful mourners and a speech by Hujjatul Islam Sayyid Adnan Jalokhan. Ayatollah Shirazi's representative visits Lebanese Hussaini processions during Muharram 2023. Sheikh Jalal Ma'ash, the representative of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadegh Hussaini Shirazi, paid a visit to the various Hussaini processions in different cities across Lebanon. The purpose of this visit was to honor and commend the devoted servants of Imam Hussain, peace be upon him. During his tour, he conveyed the blessings and prayers of the Shia leadership to the dedicated servants of Imam Hussain in cities such as Beirut, Baalbek, Herat, Saida, Basra, Hayman, Arab al-Jal, and Yuna. This visit took place in the first decade of Muharram 2023, commemorating the days of mourning for the martyrdom of Imam Hussain, peace be upon him. Ashura Commemoration 2023 held at the Al-Yasin Hussainiya in Australia. The solemn commemoration of Ashura 2023 took place at the Al-Yasin Mosque and Hussainiya, one of the prominent centers associated with the religious leadership in Sydney, Australia. Devotees of the Holy Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, gathered to observe the Hussaini ceremonies and pay their respects to the family of purity and infallibility. The event witnessed a profound expression of grief and devotion from all the attendees. Majestic mourning procession of Hazrat Qasim ibn al-Hasan, peace be upon him, in holy Karbala. During the first decade of Muharram 2023, the Yala Tharad al-Hussein Cultural Society, one of the prominent centers associated with the religious leadership in Karbala, held a grand mourning procession to commemorate Hazrat Qasim bin Hassan. This society engages in various activities each year during the first 10 days of Muharram to honor the symbols of the Hussaini rituals, including organizing mournful processions resembling the mourners of the Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them. This year, dozens of Hussaini mourners participated in the procession dedicated to the Hazrat Qasim bin al-Hasan and expressed their grief and devotion. Zainabiyya Seminary in Damascus, Syria commemorates the first 10 days of Muharram 2023. Zainabiyya Seminary, a prominent religious institution in Damascus, Syria, solemnly observed the first 10 days of Muharram 2023 through a series of Hussaini mourning ceremonies. From the beginning of the month of Muharram until the 13th day, hundreds of Hussaini mourners, including religious and cultural figures, gathered to pay their respects. The programs featured the recitation of the Holy Quran, a religious lecture by Sayyid Muhammad Saleh al-Ghazwini, and heartfelt expressions of grief through mourning rituals. Activities of the religious office in Basra, Iraq during Muharram 2023. Sheikh Nazar al-Hasan, the director of the office of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadaq Hussaini Shirazi in Basra, Iraq, continued his engagements in the first 10 days of Muharram 2023 by participating in mourning ceremonies at the Al-Jamiat region. During these gatherings, he conveyed the blessings and prayers of the esteemed Grand Ayatollah to the Hussaini mourners. Furthermore, it is worth mentioning that the religious office in Basra continued to hold mourning ceremonies during Muharram 2023. On the 12th day, with the presence of various religious, cultural figures and devoted mourners, they gathered at the religious office to mourn the tragedy of Imam Hussain and express their grief. Mourning for Imam Hussain, peace be upon him, in Mourning, Madagascar. The religious office of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadaq Hussaini Shirazi in Mahajanga, Madagascar, arranged mourning ceremonies in Mourning to honor the symbols of the Hussaini ritual during the month of Muharram 2023. With the relocation of numerous Shia followers and followers of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi to Mourning, the streets of the city witnessed heartfelt expressions of grief. Additionally, these mourners paid their respects at the Shia Cemetery and the center dedicated to the Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, both significant centers associated with the religious leadership in this city. It is worth noting that the Mourning has historically been a city with a Shia population and the location of the first Shia mosque constructed in Madagascar. Mourning ceremonies for the second decade of Muharram at Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. The mourning ceremonies for the second decade of Muharram 2023 have commenced at the esteemed office of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadaq Hussaini Shirazi in Najaf, Iraq. These solemn events witnessed the participation of numerous religious, cultural figures, and faithful believers who come together to mourn and pay their respects during the days of the martyrdom of Imam Hussain, peace be upon him. Hussaini activities of the Seminary Students Procession in Holy Karbala during Muharram. The Seminary Students Procession, affiliated with the religious leadership in Holy Karbala, continued its cultural service to the Hussaini mourners during the first decade of Muharram 2023, as it has done in the previous years. Positioned in front of the renowned Allama Ibn Fahd Ali Seminary, this cultural procession engaged in answering religious and belief-related queries from pilgrims and Hussaini mourners throughout the first 10 days of Muharram. Additionally, during the nights of Tasu'a and Ashura, as well as the morning of Ashura, the Seminary Students Procession launched mourning processions towards the shrines of Hazrat Abbas bin Ali, peace be upon him, and Imam Hussain, peace be upon him, expressing heartfelt grief and devotion. Conclusion of Muharram mourning ceremonies at Hazrat Fatima Zahra complex in Kabul, Afghanistan. On the 13th day of Muharram 2023, the last mourning ceremony in remembrance of the tragic martyrdom of Imam Hussain, peace be upon him, took place at the Hazrat Fatima Zahra complex, a significant center associated with Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Kabul, Afghanistan. This event, held on Monday, saw the attendance of officials, scholars, students, Quranic scholars, and a large gathering of women and grieving families. The spiritual gathering featured recitations of the Holy Quran, religious lectures, and heartfelt expressions of grief through mourning rituals. Shia Societies Association visits several service-oriented mawaqib in Holy Karbala. The Shia Societies Association, affiliated with World Institute of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala, continued its activities during the first decade of Muharram 2023 by visiting several service-oriented mawaqib for the Hussaini mourners in the sacred city of Karbala. During this visit, they conveyed greetings, prayers, and guidance from the esteemed Grand Ayatollah Shirazi to the hosts of these mawaqib. Some of these mawaqib include Khadimatul Hussain, Khadimatul Hujjah, Jama'atul Qa'im, and mawqib of Imam Musa ibn Ja'far, peace be upon them all. 13-day mourning observance by Masjid and Markaz Muhammadiyya in Damascus, Syria. Masjid and Markaz Muhammadiyya, an institution affiliated with Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Damascus, Syria, like many other related centers, solemnly commemorated the first 13 days of Muharram 2023 through Hussaini mourning ceremonies. The events featured various programs aimed at honoring the sacred symbols of Imam Hussain, peace be upon him, including speeches, organizing mourning processions, holding commemorative events in the likeness of the Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, and distributing warm meals in the streets of Damascus. Representative of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi attends Hussaini Memorial at Sayyid al-Awsiya complex in Lebanon. On the 11th night of Muharram 2023, Sheikh Jalal Maash, the representative of the esteemed Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadaq Hussaini Shirazi, met with the official of Hazrat Sayyid al-Awsiya complex in the Bekaa region of Lebanon, Sheikh Ahmad al-Amar. This meeting focused on the necessity of organizing and promoting the Hussaini rituals in the Bekaa region to safeguard Shiism and support the Shia youth. Subsequently, the representative of the religious authority participated in the Hussaini mourning ceremony held at this complex. 13th Annual Hussaini Mourning Ceremony held at the office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala. In commemoration of Muharram 2023, the esteemed office of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadaq Hussaini Shirazi conducted its 13th Annual Hussaini Mourning Ceremony in Karbala. The event commenced with the recitation of verses from the Holy Quran, followed by the recitation of Ziyarat Ashura and a lecture delivered by Sayyid Adnan Jalokhan. Dozens of religious, cultural, and social dignitaries participated in this solemn occasion, expressing their grief and condolences for Imam Hussain, peace be upon him. Hundreds of Imam Hussein's mourners gather at the Central Baghdad Mourning Council. The Central Baghdad Mourning Council, affiliated with Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, witnessed the heartfelt presence of hundreds of Imam Hussein's mourners during the first 10 days of Muharram 2023. This council initiated its mourning rituals from the beginning of this sacred month and continued hosting the participants of the Hussaini rituals until the day of Ashura. Sayyid Ghassan al-Musawi and the eulogists of the Ahlul Bayt, Abdul Rahman al-Nasiri, actively engaged in the commemorative events, expressing their grief and devotion to Imam Hussain, peace be upon him. Commemorating Ashura 2023 at the Hussainiya in Sweden. Scores of Shia Muslims gathered at the Hussainiya, dedicated to Hazrat Fatima Zahra and Khadija Kubra, peace be upon them, in Vimmerby, Sweden, to observe the mourning ceremonies of Ashura in Muharram 2023. Affiliated with Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, the attendees expressed their grief over the tragedies of Imam Hussain, peace be upon him, and the Ahlul Bayt during the events of Karbala. This gathering served as an opportunity to mourn and commemorate the sacrifices of the beloved household of the Holy Prophet of Islam. Commemorating Ashura 2023 at the Public Relations Center of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Karbala. A solemn ceremony commemorating Hussaini Ashura 2023 was held at the Public Relations Center of the esteemed Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadaq Hussaini Shirazi's office in Karbala. The Hussaini gathering witnessed the presence of religious, cultural figures and devoted individuals who hold immense reverence for the holy household of the Holy Prophet of Islam. With their participation in this event, they paid their respects and engaged in mourning for Imam Hussain and his family, peace be upon them. First 10 days of Muharram commemorations by Anwar al-Jawadain Institution in Baghdad. Anwar al-Jawadain Institution, an affiliate of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Baghdad, concluded its commemorations of the first 10 days of Muharram 2023. The ceremonies witnessed the heartfelt presence of dozens of mourning youths and faithful individuals who actively participated in observing the Hussaini rituals. The closing event of this institution commenced with the recitation of verses from the Majestic words of Allah, followed by mourning recitations by the eulogists of the Ahlul Bayt, Hussain al-Kazimi. Commemorating Imam Hussein's martyrdom by Hazrat Rasul Azam Institute in Holy City of Qasim. The Hazrat Rasul Azam Cultural and Charitable Institute, affiliated with the religious authority Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the Holy City of Qasim, organized a solemn commemoration on the occasion of the third day of martyrdom of Imam Hussain, peace be upon him, and his loyal companions. This ceremony took place on the 12th of Muharram of this year, and it witnessed the presence of scores of mourners and servants of Imam Hussain. During the event, the eulogists of the Ahlul Bayt, Sayyid al-Kazimi, recited heartfelt elegies, paying tribute to the eternal sacrifice of Imam Hussain and his devoted companions. Commemorating Hussaini Ashura by the Central Women's Mourning Council in the Holy City of Qasim. The Central Women's Mourning Council in the Holy City of Qasim, affiliated with Grand Ayatollah Shirazi and associated with the Grand Hussainiya of Qasr al-Zahra, honored the occasion of the Hussaini Ashura with a magnificent ceremony. Thousands of Hussaini women attended this event and participated in mourning and observing the Hussaini rituals. During this gathering, while showing reverence for the position of the Holy Quran, the participants offered their condolences to the revered presence of Imam al-Mahdi. May Allah hasten his reappearance.